Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 7 November 2024. Wow, we're in November already. Wow, seems like the year has flown by. Coming to you tonight on a Thursday at 9 with a knife sale. Yeah, on a Thursday, imagine that. Got kind of an average size sale tonight, but with some really cool stuff. Before I get into the thick of it, we need to do a little bit of housekeeping. So first off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post those on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. Also, in the description, above the terms at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on the channel. The first one is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That one is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So especially if you are new, give those a good look. Make sure that you understand them, that you're familiar with them, and that that's okay with you. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one would pertain to you if you're interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your own collection. That video explains how this madness all works from the consignor's perspective. And the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So you will see at the top of the description those 3 links, then the terms of the sale, and then at the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left side, pricing down the right. In that pricing column, you are generally going to see 2 prices, one to the left of the slash, one to the right. The one on the left is the price of your knife as shown in the video, and the price on the right is the price as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be next day sharpening for just 3 knives this week. Those will ship tomorrow, Friday the 8th, with all of the as shown inventory. If you fall outside those first 3, though, not to worry, your knife should ship in less than 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing for any given item, in all caps with an exclamation point, that means that particular item has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send any inquiries or I'll take it's about anything marked sold. I think that's it for the housekeeping. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we will dig right into the pile. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we got a few leftovers from last week. The first item comes in this beautiful microfiber pouch. And what it is a set of scales for a 3 Rivers Manufacturing Atom. I think they list this color on their website as OD green. I think it's more of a forest green. But essentially it's the flat peel ply G10 with chamfered edges, no contouring. They're pretty much like new, except there is just a little bit of a rub from the pocket clip when they were installed, but I don't see any other marks on them. I think 3 Rivers sells these on their website for $37 plus tax and postage. The green are out of stock right now, however. We offered these last week for $25 on Thursday night, dropped them to $20 for the weekend. They just need to go away. Guys, I'm going to spend over $10 in postage for priority mail, but you can buy them all in, ship priority mail for $15. No need to sharpen, by the way. These are the 3 Rivers Manufacturing green scales for the Atom. Next up, we have one from Berg Blades, although it's going to come in a Vosteed pouch, because this particular consignor, we don't know what he does. He just throws his boxes in a pile, throws his knives in a pile, and sends them to me in whatever box. I don't know. But here's the knife. What a little beauty that is. Is it me, or does that have a little old school Kershaw vibe to the handle? I think it does, from about 10 years ago. I don't know, maybe not. So what we got is a beautifully crowned, bead blasted and stonewashed set of titanium scales with a milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip, titanium backspacer, titanium frame lock with steel insert, at the lock face. Thumb studs and ball bearings, guys. Whoops, it's better than that. Look at that sexy little clip blade. Hollow grind, swedge. Blade steel CPM 20 CV. The blade length is 2 and 15/16. The handle is 3 7/8 inches long. There's your lock engagement. Lockup is dead rock solid. Super smooth ball bearing action. Fair amount of lock bar tension. Blade centering dead down the middle. We'll call it near mint to like new, no box. These are out of stock. When they were available online, they had web pricing of $310, brand new. We ran this one last week at $225, got no takers, dropped it to $195 for the weekend. Still here, let's go $175 this week. $205 if you like my edge on that 20 CV blade. That is the Iron Pup from Berg Blades. Next up, we have quite an affair for you. Yes, we do. Oh, golly. From my personal watch collection, from Omega, we have the robust outer box, which protects this beautiful wood high gloss presentation box. Notice your manuals are here. Your cards are here. We open the presentation box to reveal a hang tag. This will show you your reference number, which is also in the description. We lift this hinged panel to reveal a couple storage compartments. There's your extra links. Here is the factory bracelet with the toolless micro adjust. A very minor amount of desk diving rash on that bracelet. It only stays on the watch for about half the year. Whoops. So let's put that all away, and we'll show you the watch. By the way, all the original documentation, including my receipt for Moyer Fine Jewelry in Carmel, Indiana, are present. Here's the watch on factory rubber. As you can see, it's got the black ceramic wave dial, black ceramic bezel insert, two-tone lume, running the Omega proprietary 8800 movement, coaxial master chronometer, METAS certified. This one runs pretty close to dead. If you put it to bed crown up, it'll lose a couple seconds overnight. When you're wearing it, it gains a couple. So pretty spot on. The case is virtually unmarked. The polished lug tops might have just some fine lines from polishing. And I think there's one little nick. I might have done that on a strap change right there, but very small. Dimensions are 42 diameter, 50 lug to lug, 13.6 thick, and 20 millimeter lug width. Let's show you the display case back here. There's the old 8800. So, if you were to buy this watch brand new, now I bought this one on the strap and then bought the bracelet. If you go that route, I don't think it matters which way you buy it and which bracelet or strap you add, but you're going to have over $6,000 in this watch new. We ran this one last week at $3,700, got no takers, dropped it to $36 for the weekend. This week, you're kind of finding my bottom, guys. It's going to be $3,500. If it does not do that this week, I will find maybe a little bit better area to advertise it. But that, I think, is a steal. And if it goes up on Chrono 24 or eBay. going to be more than that. So this is probably your chance to buy this for the least amount of money that you'll find it for. That is the Omega 210-324-2200-1001 Seamaster Professional 300-meter diver from Omega. Next up, another leftover from last week. Guys, this is a piece of Benchmade history right here. It's going to come with no box, but in the blue microfiber pouch, it is the 580 Barrage from Benchmade. One of the first Axis Assist knives that Benchmade offered. Comes with a set of black scales in some kind of polymer. I don't know if that's Neural GTX or what it is exactly. Also a polymer backspacer with a little gear pattern. Parkerized split arrow pocket clip, ambidextrous tip up. Your Axis lock with spine mounted safety. Just touch it off and the spring does the rest. Warren Osborne design, baby. A gorgeous swedged spear in 154 cm. 3 11/16 inches of blade, 4 13/16 inches of handle. Lock up, dead rock solid. Centering right down the middle. Action is beautiful. Condition is near mint to like new, no box. Discontinued, not a stock. When these were last available, they were $198 Benchmade map pricing or web retail. We ran it last week at $135, got no takers, dropped it to $120 for the weekend. Whoops, still here. Let's go $105 this week on the 580 Barrage from Benchmade, $130 with my edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 3 tonight. Next up, we have a leftover that might be the buy of the sale. It is from Benchmade, comes with no box, just a microfiber. The model is the 290 BK-1 full immunity in flat dark earth. So this is the manual version of the full immunity. This is a factory lanyard and bead. Thumb studs, standoffs match the bead. They're a little different color than the hard anodized aluminum scales, which are flat dark earth with a gorgeous diamond mill pattern. Pocket clip is the Parkerized Shorty Deep Carry that's ambidextrous tip up. Thumb studs and phosphor bronze washers are your pivot and deployment. The blade is in a dark gray Cerakote CPM M4. That sort of modified Warncliffe blade, 2.5 inches in length, the handle 3 7/16. It's kind of a 3-fingered handle, so the lanyard actually has some function. Lockup is rock solid. Action is free dropping. Blade centering is perfect. These are currently available brand new at your favorite web retailer for $270. We ran this last week at $195, got no takers, dropped it to $170 for the weekend. It is still here. Somebody gets a buy. I think this will be the least expensive one of these we've ever sold at $155 like it is, $185 with an TheApostleP edge. The 290 BK-1 full immunity from Benchmade in flat dark earth. Next up is our last leftover from last week. This comes to us from Three Sons Leather Company, Cleveland, Ohio. And this is, oh, it comes with a little card too. How about that? This is the leather light slip. So, and it's kind of in a spalted copper finish, which is very cool. This pocket is for a pen. This pocket is for a AA or AAA flashlight or a Prybar. Dimensions are 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. It is like new and baggy with card. We ran this last week at $35, did not sell. Dropped it to $29 for the weekend, didn't sell. This week, $25. No need to sharpen on the Three Sons Leather light slip. Put that back in your little baggie. Now we start on the fresh stuff for this week, and we're going to do another leather good. This one comes from Paradrop leather, and that finish is correct, by the way. Kind of an interesting waxy finish. Very supple leather. And they call this the Hastati pen/Prybar and light slip. Comes with a paracord lanyard, some leather accoutrement. So your pen would go here, your Prybar would go here. You could also do a AA or AAA flashlight. And this hole is kind of like the credit card or your driver's license window in your wallet. Use the thumb. If you had a Prybar in here, you could get it started and then pull it out. Dimensions are 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were about $70, I think, direct from Paradrop. For some reason, these are kind of beloved. My consignor tells me they regularly sell in the secondary market for like $100, but we're going to do this one at $55 because you can't buy them new. They're kind of always out of stock. $55 like it is. No need to sharpen. The Paradrop leather Hastati slip for a pen and a light. Next up, we have a very interesting knife from Boker, Solingen. I think there's a pouch inside. There is. So this is Boker's model 112944. They call it the Coffin, perhaps because of the handle shape. It is a fusion slip joint, right? Modern materials and construction. Non-locking mechanism. Comes with a tip-up ambidextrous deep carry pocket clip. The handle length is 4 1/8, and out of that handle comes this rather gorgeous spear point with a nice swedge and a long pull. The blade steel is, wait for it, where is it? There it is, CPM MagnaCut. Now this is wearing a polished edge, and it looks like whoever sharpened it kind of got into the blade face a little bit, some scratches. The edge is pretty sharp, but not exactly as refined as I would do. So I am going to offer you a sharpened price on this one. So it's got a half stop. Nice walk and talk. It's about a 6.5 pull. The centering is off to the top as you're looking at it just a bit. We'll call it excellent to near mint in box. These are available brand new. And by the way, the scale material is a blue denim micarta. They're available new at your favorite web retailer for $126 plus postage and tax. This one you can have, though, for $80, all in, shipped priority mail. $105 if you'd like it to have my edge on it. That is the Boker Solingen Coffin. Next up, I have one from Spyderco that currently resides in a CJRB box. I might have a Spyderco box, but it'll have the wrong label on it. If you really want one, let me know. When you send it, I'll take it. Here it is, guys. This is the Spyderco UKPK with carbon fiber scales, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry wire clip, and the UKPK is a Spyderco Fusion slip joint, leaf-shaped blade, and CPM S30V. There it is, I think. There you go. Blade length is 2 15/16 because I think it's got to be under 3 inches for the UK pen knife. Now, these are not under spring tension per se. It's kind of a detent system. So I won't really list a pull weight. Centering is beauteous. There's just a little bit of carry wear in that carbon fiber. I believe this to be carbon fiber over G10 laminate, by the way. So let's see. These are discontinued and out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail of $119, but you can't buy a new one. You can buy this one, however, and it's going to cost you $70, all in, shipped priority mail. $95 if you'd like my edge on it. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first three. That's the Spyderco UKPK carbon fiber and S30V. Next up, we have another Spyderco. I'm sorry, but the box is a little bit worse for wear. The label says, though, it houses a Native Chief plain edge in black G10. That's because that's what it is. So here's the Native Chief, standard peel ply black G10 scales. Obviously a 4-way clip mount. This one is currently set up for right hand tip up. Mid-lock design, made in Golden, Colorado, USA earth. Blade steel is S30V. The blade length on the Chief is 4 1/8 inches of long, skinny awesomeness. The handle length, 5 1/8. Pivot system is phosphor bronze washers, but it uses the bushing style pivot, like all natives do, and the Para series of knives. Lockup is rock solid and robust. Blade is pretty free, but you know, natives have kind of a funky cami action, so they're not super flickable. Blade centering on this one is close. I'm going to call it near mint in box. Currently available at a web retail or Spyderco map price of $213. Let's do this one at $145 like it is. $170 if you'd like my edge on it. If you like a long, slender, leaf-shaped blade in your Spyderco, you could do worse. You know, the comparators would be the military and the police. This is kind of a little more elegant design, I think. I don't know. Anywho, that is the Native Chief from Spyderco in black and S30V. Next up, we got one from ZT that has definitely piqued my interest. And ZT wants you to experience it, their American-made knife. The knife inside the box is the ZT0562MIC Hinderer Slicer in MagnaCut. And not only MagnaCut, oh, by the way, it comes in a black slip tail of knives with blue stitching. Not only MagnaCut, but, ooh, how about a little OD green canvas micarta for a scale, huh? And frankly, this is a knife that you can scale in micarta with zero consequences. You know, it's canvas micarta has a lot of flex to it, but when it's backed by a steel liner, not an issue. So it's just comfy and warm and beautiful. Flipper, ball bearing pivot. Flips beautifully. And there is your CPM MagnaCut blade. Dimensions, 3.5 blade, 4 7/8 handle, titanium frame lock with steel lock face insert and Hinderer lock bar stabilizer, ambidextrous tip up deep carry pocket clip. Whoops, detent got me. Come on, baby. Blade centering is perfection. Flipping action, fingers on lock bar. No death lock. Rock solid lockup. Condition will be near mint to like new in box with slip. This model currently available at your favorite Spyderco retailer for $300. ZT, did I say Spyderco? Your favorite ZT retailer. $300 is ZT's map price or web retail. This one though, let's do $230 like it is. $260 with an TheApostleP edge. The ZT0562MIC in OD canvas with a MagnaCut blade. Next up, oh guys, it's just far too rare that we get one of these on, but we got it this week. This is a knife that comes brand new in a Ziploc. We don't have the Ziploc. We do have a, I don't know, A nice little zipper pouch. Who's it made by? Well, it's a Strider. It is a Strider SNG with the flat dark earth G10 scale, black hardware, stonewashed titanium frame, and pocket clip. Looks like the original lock bar stabilizer has been replaced with an aqua anodized version. This knife's been around a little bit. A few scratches in the parkerized finish of the pivot. Opens with an oval opening hole. Stonewashed finish on a blade in S30V, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. You see right by my thumbnail if you look close. 3.5-inch blade, about 3 9/16 I measured it. 4 11/16 handle. There's your lock engagement. Deep but not too deep, nice and secure. There's a bit of Strider stick, and it seems like it sticks more the harder you open it. Let's see. There we go. But if you open it kind of gently, barely any at all. There's nothing on the blade tang, like you could rub a little pencil lead on there, it would minimize that, but it's not bad stick. Kind of good stick, actually. Blade centering's perfect. Lockup is dead secure. There's one little burnished spot in the stonewash that shows it very well. Not sure if that came from the tumbling or if that was, I don't know. Doesn't look like it's really rubbed anything. But it's a Strider, man. It don't matter. Anyway, pretty nice mechanics. We'll say, let's see. I found one of these, a similar configuration, an S30V blade, but I think it had a black scale. A sold listing at $569. This one we're going to offer tonight for $450, like it is, $475 with my edge. That is the Strider SNG. Next up, got one from Cold Steel. It is the Lite Tanto. Using the Andrew Demko design triad lock, black G10 scales. That looks like an old Kershaw clip. And you get two of them because they're not symmetrical. You get one for right hand, one for left hand tip up carry. Let's see. Pretty flickable for a triad lock. Nice looking Tanto, kind of a Chris Reeve looking Tanto. The front edge is all bevel. Blade steel is AUS 10A. 3.5-inch blade, 4 3/4 handle. Rock solid lockup as you'd expect. Action's really nice. That centering better be perfect because the blade spine is thick. We'll call the condition near mint to like new in box. You can buy these brand new at your favorite web retailer for $65 plus tax and postage, or just buy this one. A suitable stocking stuffer, I'm saying, $45. Like it is, $75 if you'd like my edge on that Tanto blade, the Cold Steel Lite Tanto. Next up, we have a Wii with no outer box, just a pouch. It is the Roxi 3 Tiger Striped Titanium with an S35 VN blade. Now, let's look over this handle a little bit close because there is some evidence of carry. There's some snail trails back here by my thumb, very faint. A couple little nicks on the corners, one right there, you can see it. Seemed like there was one or two up front. I'm talking minimal stuff, guys, a little bit on the clip, but it's not like new, okay? I think you can front flip this. I will not do it because I suck at it. It's a titanium frame lock with a steel insert and a lock bar stabilizer. Milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip. Ball bearing pivot. You could also open it with the hole. Blade centering on the Roxi, perfect. So you got a 3 1/8 blade, 4 1/16 handle. That blade is in S35VN if I didn't mention it. So we'll call it excellent to near mint, no box, in pouch. Web retail for this knife, and I believe they're still in stock, is $238. We'll offer this one tonight for $150 like it is. That might be the cheapest tiger stripe Roxi we've ever sold. $175 if you'd like it with my edge. The Roxi 3 tiger stripe from We. Next up, it is Kizer time. This is that name that I can't say. Somebody correct me because I think I'll get it wrong. It is the model number V5458E3 Begleiter XL. I don't know. Kind of a cool knife and a biggish knife. I think they call this natural canvas micarta, but obviously there's a lot of bonding agent, or what would I call it? Whatever the epoxy is they make micarta with, because it's not like raggy, right? Pretty cool looking stuff. Stainless steel liners, button lock. Pocket clip is a tumbled deep carry affair, ambidextrous tip up. Is a ball bearing flipper, stonewash blade in 154 cm. Blade length is 3 15/16. Nice swedge drop spear kind of thing. Handle is 5 1/16. Lockup is robust, rock solid. Well, that one's kind of a free swinger, ain't it? Yeah. Centering, beauteous. Near mint in box. These are out of stock at $93 web retail, and you can't find them anywhere. Not only are they out of stock, I can't even find any current or sold listings on eBay. We're going to offer this one to you at $60 like it is, $85 with my edge. The Begleiter XL from Kizer. Next up, we got the coolest knife in the sale, guys. This is from Protech. It is the M2603 Magic 2 Whiskers. What makes this knife cool is how you open it. It is a side folding automatic. There's no button. You can't pull it open. You got to grip it back at the tail and shift the scales, and out comes the blade. A hidden release. You have a black coated DLC blade in 154 cm. And let's see. I got my page pointing the wrong way. There we go. 3 3/4 inches of blade, 4 7/8 inches of handle. Black hard anodized 6061 T6 aluminum scales. Deep carry, right hand tip up clip. Rock solid lockup, and you shift the scales to close as well. Blade centering is perfect. So's the action. And it's wearing an TheApostleP edge. So, the Whiskers, discontinued, not a stock. When these were available, they had a web retail of $360. This is very near mint in box with my edge. Good luck finding one. Just buy this one. $230, no need to sharpen, and all the proceeds from this knife will go to Pastor Sam Steele of Sevier County Missions Church for his North Carolina Hurricane Relief Project. The Magic 2 Whiskers Automatic with an TheApostleP edge from Protech. Next up, we got us a Benchmade. It is a Freek, but not a standard Freek and not a super Freek. It's the 560-03 Freek in carbon fiber and S90V. 3 9/16 blade, 4 13/16 handle. Red hard anodized aluminum standoffs and thumb studs, Parkerized split arrow clip, ambidextrous tip up. Free swing in action. Rock solid lockup. Perfect centering. Near mint to like new in box. You can buy these brand new right now. They're in stock. They'll run you $315 at your favorite web retailer. or just buy this one. $225 like it is, $245 with my edge. Proceeds will go to the Hurricane Relief Fund, Pastor Sam Steele, Sevier County Missions Church. That's the 560-03 Freek in carbon fiber and S90V from Benchmade. Next up, a very cool little knife from Boker, Solingen. This is for the Smoky Mountain Boker Collectors Club, and this is the, what do they call it? The Copper Club knife. Kind of a medium cigar pattern, 3 3/4 inches closed length. Liners and bolsters are integral, and they're in copper. Little rat tail, copper pins, gorgeous burlap micarta covers. It is a half-stop slip joint. It's a little hydraulic in its walk and talk. I think that's probably because of that acid stonewash finish on the 01 blade. I bet it gets better as you use it. Gorgeous swedged spear. Zero side play. And centering is beautiful. We'll call it near mint in box. These are out of stock. No sold listings on eBay, but I did find a current listing with a $149 buy it now. It can't be any nicer than this one. Let's do this one at $125 all in, shipped priority mail. $145 if you would like my edge on that spear point blade. Next day sharpening is available. That is the Boker Solingen 111519 SOI Copper Club for Smoky Mountain. Next up, we start a long party of GEC knives. The first one from the Tidioute line. And this used to be my personal knife, I believe. Model 130217. It's the office knife in smooth ivory bone. And I guess you could say that's kind of scrimshawed. It looks laser etched into the bone. It says office knife with some little filigree adornments. Smooth nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. It's kind of a half Congress with a Wharncliffe main. By the way, the closed length is 3 11/16. Beautiful skinny Wharncliffe, wearing an ApostleP edge. Pull weight 6.5. Perfect walk and talk. Secondary pen. Nice little divot, thumb relief to get to the nail nick. Near mint in tube with an ApostleP edge, unobtainium, can't buy them anywhere. This is the most sought after of the 13s. Your price $250, no need to sharpen. The GEC Tidioute number 13 office knife with an ApostleP edge. Next up, from GEC's Northfield line, a model 380321 38 English Whittler in burnt orange jig bone. It will come with an English Whittler button. Here's the knife, that gorgeous 38 serpentine Whittler pattern, nickel silver bolsters with rat tails, brass liners. There's a great shot of your burnt orange jig bone. The Sheffield shield, a robust stubby Wharncliffe main with the unexcelled script. It's about a 7 pull on a cam tang. Both springs converge with that wedge backspacer to run the main blade, and then each spring runs one secondary. The secondaries are on half stops. You have a coping and a pen. Walk and talk is beautiful. Blade alignment is perfect. Condition will be near mint to like new in tube with button. Sold listings on eBay ranging wildly between $204 and $408. Most of them are in the mid to high 200s. This one can be yours. $195 like it is, $235. I sharpen all 3 blades. Next day sharpening is available. That's the GEC Northfield number 38 English Whittler. Next up, another one of my old culls comes back. And guys, I didn't cull this knife because I didn't love it. I did it so I could buy a Honda Blackbird. GEC Northfield Unexcelled number 44 Buffalo Jack, or 44 Magnum gunstock as I like to call it, in sandbar stag with a store-only designation. So these were parts knives, and I think they sold these at the 21 Rendezvous. Even though they were from 2018 parts, they found some great looking sandbar stag, and I think there were only like 6 or 7 of these. And look at the stag. Great physical match. Man, what a gorgeous set of covers. So smooth nickel silver bolsters and end caps, brass liners, main clip about an 8 pull. Beautiful polish except for my fingerprint. Nice walk and talk. Big usable pen blade. So yeah, and I did not sharpen this knife, and it hasn't been sharpened, even though I made a mistake when I made my copy. So yeah, these are unobtainium. Got to be the most sought after of the 44s. And let's see, oh, the centering's perfect as well, if you can see that. Anyway, your price, $250. That should be a buy. $280 if you'd like me to sharpen both blades. The GEC Northfield number 44 Buffalo Jack Stag and store designation, but there is not a defect I can find, and I have looked. Next up, another Great Eastern product from the Tidioute line. It is a 47 Viper model 470120 in black plum jigged bone. Here's the knife. So you got 3 7/8 inches of closed length. Beautiful black plum. Federal shield. Single Wharncliffe, you knew that. 7 pull. Viper etch. It's a Tidioute, so you get the drawn swedge in the nail neck, which makes it pinchable. 7 pull, beautiful walk and talk. Perfect centering. Near mint in tube. These are out of stock, of course. They ran them back in 2020. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $214 and $432. We'll do this one at $200 like it is $220 with my edge on that Wharncliffe blade. The number 47 Viper in black plum from GEC's Tidioute line. Next up, from the Acorn series, or the GEC Practical Knives series, in 440C stainless steel, we have a 74 Mustang, model number 745116, in burnt orange jig bone. They sold these as parts knives at the 2016 Rendezvous. Bill marked this one store only. Got to be something wrong with it, right? Well, not that I could find. You do get a Mustang button. There you go. 3 7/8 inches of closed length, acorn shield, triple line nickel silver bolsters, brass liners, single drop point blade in 440C with that Mustang etch. Walk and talk are stunning. Near mint to like new in tube. One current listing on eBay for this knife, none sold. So they're pretty hard to find because I don't think they made very many, as usual. But that buy it now on the current listing is at $499. We're not going to charge you that much for this one. How about we do $225 like it is, $245 with an TheApostleP edge. The GEC Acorn 74 Mustang in burnt orange. Next up is the Rob's pick tonight. It's a GEC Tidioute 78 American Jack, model 781214 EC in ebony wood, store only. Again, I think these were at the 2017 Rendezvous as parts knives. So they took some 2014 components. They took some ebony, made some covers. This is Macassar ebony, not Gabon, so you can see that blonde streak going through there. Plain bolsters and end caps in nickel silver. Brass liners. I guess maybe the store designation might come from this area. There's just a little bit of a raggy section in the wood, but there's nothing wrong with that knife. Main clip on an 8.5 pull. You're going to notice this is a user. It's had some pepper spots and some Scotch-Brite. But walk and talk, smoking. Big usable pen blade. It's had some pepper spotting too. If you really wanted to get rid of that, it'd take about 10 minutes to resatin. But this is a user. This is a man's pocket knife. Who cares? If this knife were pristine, it'd be a $600 or $700 knife. You just can't find them. You can't find any of these 2014 78s anywhere for under $500. But because this is a user, $295 like it is, $325 with my edge. The 78 American Jack in ebony, store only, the Rob's pick tonight. Next up, from the Tidioute line of Great Eastern Cutlery, this knife kind of escaped me. So if you read Bill's tool label, or tube label, this unique knife is presented to you by our very special rendezvous greeter, Rosie. Maybe with an apology and a little bit of humility, but probably with more of a wry smile and a large amount of belligerence, she skillfully processed a few hundred parts incorrectly. So instead of scrapping them, I decided to turn this into a special Rosie knife. You all know she loves it. Can you find her mistake? Regards, Bill. So we got a 78 pattern, but the covers are short and the bolsters are long. Bill didn't intend this to be called a Barlow because there's a shield. I think she cut the covers too short. That's my opinion. This one is in black jigged Delrin with Rosie's name on it. It's a single clip 78 with the Rosie the Riveter etch. Let's see, how do we do on the pull? 8.5, maybe an 8. Walk and talk is nice, a little tight. Centering is very, very close, I'm calling it. Near mint to like new in tube. Sold listings on eBay for the black jigged Delrin versions run between $214 and $257. Let's do this one at $195 like it is, $215 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Tidioute number 78 Rosie jigged black Delrin. That's important. Oh, and you do get a Rosie pin. Why is that important? Because we got another one, a 78 Rosie from Tidioute in jigged orange Delrin, model 781124. Comes with the Rosie button. So these were 78 American Jacks that were supposed to be standard, but I think Rosie cut the covers too short. And Bill's tube label explains that. I did go into that in great detail on the black one. So it's got a long bolster, but a shield, so it's not a Barlow. Single clip point blade, about an 8 pull. Rosie the Riveter etch. Beautiful walk and talk. I suppose we could call that centering perfect. Near mint to like new in tube with button. Sold listings on eBay for the orange Delrin between $200 and $240. Let's do this one at $190 like it is. $210 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Tidioute number 78 Rosie in jigged orange Delrin. Next up, we have a very interesting knife. So the Great Eastern Cutlery, stainless steel premium pocket knives. But it doesn't say GEC practical knives. It's interesting. It's a 65 Fish Keeper, model 651222SS in tortoise shell acrylic. I believe these are bladed in 420 HC, by the way. There's your tortoise shell. There's your stamped fish shield that is stamped GEC, so maybe it is part of their acorn series, but it's not an acorn, it's a fish. Nickel silver bolsters that are like, the 65 bolsters are like a canoe. Gorgeous tortoise shell. You get a split ring and a whistle. Main blade is a clip with the fish keeper etch. Pull weight, 6. Beautiful walk and talk. Secondary implement is a fish tool. You got to be able to open your bottle of beer, you got to be able to scale a fish, and you got to be able to remove a hook. Then you can. Tool alignment is beautiful. We'll call it near mint to like new in tube. One sold listing on eBay for this exact knife. It brought $180. This one can be yours at $150 like it is. $170 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available if it's one of the first 3. It's the GEC Acorn or Fish, number 65 Fish Keeper. Next up, another kind of specialty knife from Great Eastern. This is from the GEC Practical Knives line, but it's in 1095 carbon steel. I can't keep track of this. It's not in 440C, it's in 1095. It is a model 725224 HP in Gabon ebony. It's the Range Rider with the hoof pick. And you're going to get a button and a knife. Here you go. 72 pattern, 3 7/8 inches closed length. Main drop point. Kind of looks like a sodbuster profile. Very subtle drawn swedge and a nail nick. Beautiful walk and talk, about a 7.5 pull. And there's your hoof pick. That's got a snap. Some pretty cool figuring in that Gabon ebony. Condition, near mint to like new in tube with button. One sold listing on eBay did $199. So they're kind of rare. Your price on this one, $165 like it is. $185 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Acorn 72 Range Rider. Next up, I need to get one of these. From Great Eastern Cutlery's Northfield Unexcelled line. It's the number 87 English Jack, model 871223, in church glass acrylic. It will come with the English Jack button. Here's the knife. So this is a long knife. It's about like a 65. And it's trimmed out like a 77 Washington Jack, right? You've got pinched, double-lined, and rat tail bolsters, chamfered end caps with the Unexcelled stamp. There's your church glass acrylic. Super cool. Sheffield shield. Main clip point blade in 1095. Long pull cut swedge, Unexcelled etch. There's your pen blade. Pull weight, I'm going to say that's a 7. Walk and talk are beautiful. Blade alignment is as well. Condition will be near mint to like new in tube with button. They're of course out of stock. I found just one sold listing on eBay for this knife with these covers. It did $219. Let's do this one at $195 like it is. $225. I sharpened both blades. That's the GEC Northfield number 87 English Jack in church glass acrylic. Next up, another GEC 87, but this one is a Tidioute. Same model number though, 871223 in hummingbird acrylic. No button with the Tidioute, but there is your hummingbird acrylic. So cool. plain bolsters and end caps, a gorgeous shield. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's like a, I don't know what to call that. Somebody does. Tell me if you know. Look at that hummingbird acrylic, man. Yeah. Main clip, about a 7 pull. A Tidioute with a long pull and a cut swedge, no etch, except the PPP, Patty's Potato Peelers etch. Secondary pen. I think it's interesting they put the PPP on the main blade. Let's see. Beautiful centering. Great walk and talk. Near mint to like new in tube. One sold listing on eBay for this knife. It did $169. I think that might have been a buy. Let's do this one at $160 like it is. $190 with an TheApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. The GEC Tidioute, number 87 English Jack in hummingbird acrylic. Next up, oh, we have a made by GEC knife for Northwoods. The coin is present, the original baggie is present, the Main Street slip is present, and the knife inside on the GEC 15 pattern is the Lincoln Jack. Covered in burlap micarta, all steel construction, satin finished hardware, 3.5 inches closed length, 1095 blade, saber ground with the long pull, the Northwoods stamp, and the heat treat scale. It's kind of their trademark. It's been a light user. There's a couple scratches in the blade face, very fine. Pull weight, 7. Beautiful walk and talk. I said the centering is very, very close on this one. We will say the condition is near mint in box with slip. One sold listing on eBay did $300, and that one was in OD canvas, not as desirable a cover material as this burlap. Let's do $295 on this one, $315 with my edge. The Northwoods Lincoln Jack in burlap. Next up, we got a fixed blade, and I don't know that I've ever seen one of their knives. Comes in a Ziploc bag with some rust inhibiting wax paper and some bubble wrap. The knife is from AA Forge, Handcrafted Knives, Adam Gray. This is his Kephart in CPM 3V, handled in desert ironwood burl with some orange G10 liners. A convex saber grind produced December of 22. These do not come with a sheath. Kind of the brute de forge style. So you're forging, your raw forged surface is unground, and then you've got a saber convex grind with a polished micro bevel that is really good. So good, I'm not going to offer a sharpened price. So a segmented desert ironwood burl handle, 3 copper pins, 1 mosaic pin, a copper lanyard tube, orange liners and spacers. Blade length is 4 7/16. The handle is 4 9/16. In hand, it feels like a good Kephart. Super, super well hafted. Nicely ground with a beautiful edge. The blade stock just 1/8 inch. It is near mint to like new in baggy. This would have been $350-ish new from the maker. Can't buy a new one, they're not available. Let's do $250 on this knife. No need to sharpen. That's the AA Forge Kephart. Next up, I don't think I've ever seen this model flashlight from Lite. Here it is. It's the Arkfeld UV in the Freedom Brass Limited Edition. Very interesting profile, wouldn't you say? It's not round. And that handle, or that barrel, I guess you'd call it, is solid stonewashed brass with a gorgeous backward American flag motif. So it's got a regular LED emitter and a green UV emitter. So you toggle it like that. That is your UV. I guess this is blue. Sorry. And then if we toggle over, then we've got our LED. It runs on a battery pack with magnetic USB charging. I do not have the USB cable, but if you have Olites, you probably have one. Overall length, 4 3/8, between 1 and 1,000 lumens depending on mode. It's got the two-way clip. It is near mint in-box, cord not included. They're available. I think you can find these for like 140 bucks at a couple web retailers. Let's do on this one 80 bucks. No need to sharpen. The Olight Arcfeld UV light in Freedom Brass Limited Edition. Next up, fixed blade time, and we got two of the same knife in different steels. The first one is this. It's the Cold Steel Magnum Tanto 12. This one in VG10 San Mai. Comes in a Secure-X sheath with a removable dangle. We've got a cross strap with a snap that I don't have on. Oh, golly. Strong thumb brake. Look at that, guys. Yeah. It's basically a katana. And there's your steel designation. I think I can get a picture of that for you. San Mai, below the word cold. Horizontal satin, vertical satin in the hollow grind, then the flat grind at the front. A Cray X handle, grippy. Got some compliance. Stainless steel guard and pommel. Blade length is 11 5/8. The handle is 5 1/2. What a beauty. Near mint to like new in box with sheath. These are available new at your favorite web retailer for $250 plus tax. Probably get free postage at that level, but have to pay some sales tax. This one, near mint to like new in box, $170 like it is, $210 if you'd like an Apostle P edge on it. Don't feel compelled to do that. Not a bad factory edge on this baby. That is the Cold Steel Magnum Tanto 12 in San Mai. Next up, you're going to want to be specific about your I'll take it on both of these, because we have another Cold Steel Magnum Tanto 12. This one's going to be in CPM 3V, however. Comes in the same Secure-X sheath with removable dangle, a belt snap and a cross strap. Nice thumb brake. You get that same blade. 11 5/8 inches of American Tanto awesomeness, backed up by a 5 1/2 inch handle, stainless steel guard and pommel, and a Cray X handle that's super comfy. There is your steel designation, if I can get it out of the shadow. There we go, CPM 3V. This one also in near mint to like new in-box condition. The 3V version of this knife is $320 web retail. That is a big old honkin' hunk of 3V, boys. We're going to do this one at $190 like it is, $230 if you'd like it, with an Apostle P edge. That is the Cold Steel Magnum Tanto 12 in 3V. That's the last knife in tonight's sale. With that, we're signing off, boys. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now go get you some knives. Talk to you soon.